Well, what a beautiful day and what a beautiful season, and Easter is here. Yesterday, I was at two nursing homes in Marblehead celebrating Mass in the morning and the afternoon, Devereux and Lafayette. And oh, our people were so thrilled. We have great Eucharistic ministers that come all the time to bring communion, but when we have Mass, oh, it's such a special time. And yesterday, I told them that I had a great message because it's Easter. I began by saying that last week at this time, Wednesday and Thursday, I was at the National Catholic Education Association in Boston. All these wonderful educators and catechists from parishes and schools throughout the nation and beyond gathered to celebrate our Catholic identity and Catholic education. And they had wonderful keynote speakers. The Cardinal and other people celebrated liturgy. The opening Mass was, oh, such a wonderful vibration of the Easter light. But I told our people yesterday, and I've been sharing this ever since Easter Sunday, and of course the readings are perfect for my homily. Any homily is perfect during Easter season, these 50 days to Pentecost. But he talks about those that come and embrace the light, and the works might not be exposed, but whoever lives the truth comes to the light. Well, here we are at Easter Sunday at Our Lady Star of the Sea in Marblehead. It's packed. 3,500 people were estimated at our masses over Easter. And the family liturgy that we celebrate every Sunday, not just once a month, every Sunday, packed with young people. And we had a tomb on the altar. And of course, they went to the empty tomb and saw the vestments there by the empty tomb, knowing that Jesus wasn't there. And of course, the good news that Jesus has risen. And of course, as I'm speaking to our young people, this little girl came out from the side pew, packed. She's walking very quietly towards me. And I looked down at her, because it was during my homily, and I saw her sneakers. And they were vibrating lights. They had lights on her sneakers. They were going off and on, off and on. I said, well, come up here. I said, what's your name? She told me her name, Sarah. I said, Sarah, you have the light of Christ in you. Now, I had just said to our young people, repeat after me, Christ is our light. And she's looking at me. I said, and then she started to walk up on the altar, and the light stopped. I said, what happened? The sneakers aren't flashing lights. She said, when you stop walking, the light goes off. I said, well, isn't that true? If we don't walk towards Jesus, we live in darkness. I said, would you do me a favor? Now, the church has 900 people. Would you do me a favor, Sarah? Would you walk down the main aisle? Now, it's 25 feet. Walk to the very end and walk back, so they can see the light of Christ in you. Now, she's 6 years old. Oh, she said, okay. So she walked down the aisle and walked back. Oh, my God. I said, Jesus has sent you today to me. This was not planned. Come right up here. Look at the light. I think it's brighter in you. And that's what the Easter season's about. Yesterday, I told that to our people at Mass at the Lafayette and Devereux House, and they were thrilled. I said, now, one thing we want to remember, and these were the words of Father Ron Rollhauser at the NCEA convention. He said, anytime I'm giving a retreat to priests or religious or lay people, I begin by telling them, before we begin, you have to focus on the fact, do you know that you are loved by Jesus? Do you sense his love? If you don't, let's begin with that, because nothing's going to make sense in the journey of darkness and light unless you embrace that you're loved by Jesus. Do you believe that? And I think that's so true. That's what I told them yesterday. Now, sometimes you're watching this Mass, maybe on your day off, April vacation. You might be between a break, or you may be in a healthcare facility or home. Whatever. You may be in a hospital. You may be in great pain. But this Mass brings and lifts your spirit. Begin with that today. Just say, oh, Lord, I am known and I'm loved by you. That's what the Easter season is. He sent his only begotten Son to whom? To us, so that we would never feel abandoned. One of the other things that I picked up last week, and these are things I've heard before, but it's the way it's delivered in the ambiance of 11,000 educators. Father Rollhauser said, and it was the beautiful psalm that our organist sang and played today, the Lord hears the cry of the poor. He said these words, and they have stuck with me ever since last Thursday, The second day was a retreat day for priests that he had in the morning. He said, you will never get in heaven unless you have a letter from the poor. You'll never reach heaven unless you have a letter from the poor. Now, the poor in spirit, you might be saying, well, how am I going to do that? Well, you might be the one that's giving that letter to someone today. You might be poor in spirit, but you have that grace within you to help someone else that's poor in spirit. You may lift their hearts up. You might be the one, like I did with that young girl, saying, do you know you have the light of Christ in you? Well, she believed it. Look at the lights are flashing. And when we stop walking, when we give up, we lose the light. Remember during Holy Week how Satan would tempt Jesus in the desert. Satan is always asking us to give up our crosses, to give up our darkness. Because if we give it up, we are robbed of victory and salvation. No one's going to take that away from us. The cross, the resurrection, the true presence of Jesus brings the light to you. So if you are down today or you feel a little depressed, even though it's sunny out, you might be thinking of past memories of healing, mending of healing and broken memories. Easter is the perfect time to embrace the light. Ask God to go deeper in your heart so that you truly know you are loved by Jesus. And share that with someone else today. The message is not just for us, it's to be shared with all.